Shane Lott, online content presenter for the global QSI community.
Okay, Shane, let's go ahead and send it over to you, my friend. I really appreciate it.
Great presentation, Dave. This collaboration is going to be awesome, and I appreciate the opportunity to co-present with you guys. Anatomy of a phishing site in blockchain security. What is the anatomy of a phishing site? By definition, phishing is a common type of cyber attack that targets individuals via email, text messages, phone calls, and other forms of communication. The other being what we've seen in the Telegram groups, which is, as Dave said, the DM process or private messaging as well. Their aim is to trick the recipient, you guys, into falling for the attacker's desired action, which is revealing your details, be it financial information or specifically with Telegram and the blockchain, your login credentials and other sensitive information. Now, the actions often involve clicking of links that then phish for divulging that private information. Can also include dragging you to websites, downloading and installing malicious files, which I'll get into later. But in essence, it involves clicking links. Now, I've got the website listed at the base of this page, which is proofpoint.com. They've got a great resource to educate further because there's a raft of different types of attack. So I'm not going to go through all of those because that would blow us out by at least another hour, but I've picked 6 of the main ones, which we're going to go through now with a little bit more expanded detail. So link manipulation, which is don't click the links, as we've been trying to tell everybody. That link contains a connection to a malicious site that looks like an official business or the official site, but takes the recipient or the clicker, the user, to an attacker-controlled server where you get persuaded, or they try and persuade you to authenticate into what we call a spoofed login page. It's masquerading, looking like the genuine page. That once you put your details in and you click through the process, as we say, all your credentials are sent to an attacker. And again, I'll go through in the live demo later what the end result of all of that stuff is. However, in the case of a Lobster wallet and a Stellar account, the attackers, as Dave has said, hijack the account by applying Lobster Vault, which is an application that requires a second signature, like the, show them a bit of my age here, the old dual signatory check that required 2 signatures. This is a digital version. Lobster Vault is a digital version of that, where every transaction requires a second step approval process, and that can be one or many different signers that get added into that application. So in a positive scenario, using Lobster Vault, Dave and I could work on a joint project, and if we wanted to have joint approval on the disbursement of funds, it's a great way to ensure that we've got transparency between the two of us, because both of us need to sign that transaction digitally. However, hijackers, hackers, nefarious black hats have got onto that process, and they use it to lock a valid user out of their own account by not adding them as a signer. They leave them off the authorized signer list. So access can't be regained to that wallet, even by using another blockchain connected wallet or a DEX, as all the account movements require that vault signatory for approval. So unfortunately, once that type of attack is successful, the wallet and the account are effectively owned by the attacker, and you might be able to get back in. You're not going to be able to resend or reshuffle those assets. And I didn't suffer an attack as such, but I've got a wallet that I'm personally locked out of. That was my own silly fault because I was using Lobster Vault in the early days. I didn't connect it before upgrading the phone. And I used on the new iPhone the option to transfer all apps to the new phone. Well, it transferred Lobster Wallet and Lobster Vault to the new phone. In that process, created a new signer, and I thought, no, I don't want Lobster Vault. I deleted it from the new phone without disconnecting from the Lobster account first. So now in that wallet, I can log in, I can see all of my Elon tokens, other assets and an amount of XLM. The minute I go to try and shuffle it out of that account, it says sending to signer for signatory. Goes nowhere, can't use it. So maybe I'll get it back, maybe I won't, but it was a tough lesson to learn. So the second one is content injection, and I've numbered these so that you can go back and refer to the primary list with the actual type of attack number. That's why their numbers aren't in sequence. But number 5, a content injection, actually injects malicious content or adds malicious content into an official site. Again, that will trick users into showing them a malicious pop-up or direct to a phishing site in order to capture their data. Again, to try and trick you into surrendering the data voluntarily. Number 6 is malware, where users are tricked into clicking a link, opening an attachment, and that downloads the malware package onto their device and installs the program in the background. Now that program can be a keylogger in the digital world, which records all the keystrokes and your mouse movements on screen, captures that data and sends it to another site. Or the hacker gets control of that, the hijacker gets control of that, then they try and back attack from that level. There's also ransomware, rootkits, which are a package of, rootkit is a package of programs that can be deployed, or keyloggers, as I said, that steal the data and export payments from targeted victims. Also, farming has become a big one, which is a 2-phase attack used to steal account credentials again. First phase installs the malware onto the target victim's device, be it your PC or your phone, and the second one directs to a browser and a spoofed website where you get tricked into entering or divulging your credentials. DNS poisoning is also used to direct to spoofed domains, and I've just got a note there what a DNS or domain name system is for those who don't have that level of info yet. So again, you can come back to this at a later point in time for further info. How is an attack launched? I've broken down these next few steps into diagrams for those who are visual learners, and this information is given so that you understand how the process actually works. Therefore, you can guard yourself against hopefully falling victim to the cockroaches. So if we start with a DNS server or a web server, the attacker or the hacker injects a false DNS entry or hacks that server and uploads their website. Now, as we've also found, they can also legitimately launch a website that does the similar thing. Second, the client, you, the user, issues a request to the real web address, expecting it to perform as it normally would. However, the request is resolved to the fake website through the false DNS entry on that server. Instead of going through to the real website, it goes through to the fake website. Therefore, you think it's the right website, but it's not. Enter in your details or connect your wallet or perform the function, and they've got all your details. Anatomy of a phishing kit, or how does it actually work? A legitimate website is cloned by a hijacker or a hacker. A login page is changed to point the actual credential stealing data via a script, which is a little packet of information, to capture that information when it is entered on the web page, modifies those files and bundles them into a zip file that makes a phishing kit. Phishing kit is uploaded to the hacked website where the files are unzipped, and then emails are sent with links pointing you to the spoofed website, or in the Telegram world, a DM can be sent. So it can create what looks like a legitimate private message or direct message, send it through to you, you click the link. As Dave explained, the Stellarium bot, it can look like a genuine message, but it's got a link in it. As soon as you click the link, you get driven to the destination, which is not a good one. So, anatomy of what a genuine website looks like. I'm going to actually push through these slides because I had these set up in the event that we couldn't get the live site right. A genuine website has a genuine URL, as we've got there, which is our wonderful lumendex.online. It's one of the 2 developer-approved launchpads that are genuine. So a genuine website, number 1, has all the links that validate to genuine subpages. So as we can see up the top, it's lumendex.online. That's our genuine URL or web address for the website. All the pages validate to that genuine domain. So when you click on a link, it goes to another page that's part of that website, another page, another page, another page. They're all sub-pages of that primary domain. Number 3, all your mouse over buttons, the data is active to valid pages or destinations. Now, they may take you to another external website, but at least it's a genuine website. And any hyperlinks, which I'll show in the live demo, and that's number 4, where I've got the arrows flashing down the bottom. For those who haven't noticed, this is your gut check or your reality check now to start checking and making sure. The actual genuine or the actual web address will display in the bottom left-hand corner as you mouse over a selectable link or a button. And that's another way of checking to make sure that lumendex.online, if you go to click the login page, it actually goes to a sub-page of Lumendex Online. It doesn't send you somewhere else. And we'll do this on the live as well. If you scroll down further, things like all links validate to genuine sub-pages, and any live or what we call fetched data from somewhere else is actually legitimate. So what we mean by fetching data, when we mouse over Lumendex Online, for example, the details come up down in the bottom left-hand corner, but the data across on the right that is a live feed from any of the digital exchanges is actually live. It's not static. So it's not a snapshot of what was a live web page posted into a nefarious site that doesn't go anywhere. Again, all our mouse over buttons, links and data are active to valid pages and destinations, and all hyperlinks display in the bottom left info bar as well. Conversely, a phishing website looks similar but is not the same. So lumendex.io is a known imposter developer site that you wouldn't know the difference, and we'll jump through that in the live as well. So again, it's all opposite. It can be a mix, but it's all opposite. Some links work, some links don't, majority don't, but they're in what we call a cyclic behavior. So you may click on login, but it comes back to the primary page. It doesn't go to a login. Scrolling down, again, our links don't validate to genuine subpage or the data displayed is incorrect. Mouse over buttons go to invalid pages, but again, the hyperlink region should display in the bottom left. Any questions on that so far? It's a lot of information to take in one hit. Appreciate that. That's why we'll get the video and the slide deck up for review later on. I'll continue on. Another one of the recent phishing expeditions that has come out of this environment is what is called the backup. You will have seen, or you may see at some point in time, a message or somebody saying, oh, hello friend, have you backed up your Lobster assets to X location? Well, these again are a phishing site asking you to back up your assets. Well, as we should know by now, your assets are actually stored on the Stellar blockchain, not in Lobster, not in a wallet, not on any other website anywhere. Otherwise, you break the chain in the blockchain and the data is destroyed. Not that you can do that anyway, but if you could, how would you back up your assets at a value off the blockchain and then bring them back on the blockchain? Is it the old value or the new value? It just does not work. That's not how the technology works. DM or message refers the user to, oh, go to this website and back up your assets. Again, the same principles apply with the mismatch of information. Links don't work. I'll go through that with the live shortly. Again, all the links, direct or indirectly, lead you to the same place and the same question. Give us your secure data and we'll secure your assets. And this particular page, you can actually secure your secret key or back up your secret key and back up your passphrase. What have you just given them? By the time you go to the next page and it comes up with an error, you've already given them your secure key and or your passphrase. Then they want you to send them an email. What else have you just given them? Chances are, if you're using the standard email address to log into the account that you've just given them the credentials for, you've just opened the front door of your house, left it wide open, all your money on the kitchen counter, and you're off down the street at the park, walking the dog, walking the cat, whatever it is you do. Once that's done, your data's with the hijacker and the clean out of your account begins. Do now is cross over to a live showing of the screen. So as you can see in my browser here, we've landed on the legitimate website, being lumindex.online, and anytime I mouse over what we call a hyperlink on that web page, notice in the bottom left-hand corner how the actual destination that I'm heading to, the name comes up. So that's the sub-page on that website. Swap it to markets, exchange, swap, liquidity, earn. They're all sub-pages of lumindex.online. It's not sending me anywhere off this domain or off this server. Very important point, and an easy way to validate a website. So if I go to connect a wallet, or if I go to a new account, you'll see it goes to sign up, goes to login, and if I was to mouse over and hyperlink that goes to an external web page, it comes up. If we test that, it's going to send me across to the valid Stellar website, which again, it does the same thing. If I look over any of these mouse over points, it'll do the same thing. We go back to the genuine site. If I scroll down, and again, if I'm going to be heading to the exchange, it's going to take me to the genuine page of Lumindex Online. Coming down, you'll see that the live feeds are actually there. And if I had any offers in, etc., that data would show up as well. So the live feed is genuine. However, conversely, what's the difference between the two sites? Other than a slight glitch in their sizing. If you notice the hyperlink down here, wait for it to change. When I go back to the genuine site, is that coming through on the video?
It is.
So that's a good way to check and compare two sites next to each other. So we're on the nefarious site, we're forewarned, they're forearmed, we know about it. So again, if we go through that same quick process, looking in the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to see those links change. Oh, hang on a minute, but they don't. So no matter what I click on for these links, it's going to send me back to this page. Whereas on the real website, it would take me through to the markets, it would take me to the exchange, it would take me through to the swap. Same with liquidity, earn, account. The only time it changes is when I go to new account or to login, but see, it doesn't change. Why is that? So if I want to open a new account, oh, look what it's asking for. Give us your secret key. Click accept and then log in. What are you giving these guys? Again, we go to Wallet Connect. All it's going to do is take me back to this page, this page, this page, this page. Notice this section up here. What does it do on the real page? If I go to the same thing, hit new account, look at that, it takes me to a different outlay. This is the genuine. Wants me to sign up for an account. Look again, bottom left-hand corner, it goes to Wallet Connect, the legitimate feature. It'll go to Freighter. It'll go to Ledger. It'll go to Trezor. This is a genuine page. This one, all they're fishing for is the secret key. And if you log in, you're going to get or you provide that information, sorry, and click send, they've got your details. We look at LumenDex channel, Dex.io. Again, it comes back to the same page. Are there any questions on that quick demonstration for the LumenDex? I must have shocked everybody. That'd be right, Dave?
I don't have any questions, Shane, but I learned a ton. That was absolutely fascinating to see that. I guess I sort of knew that's probably what they were doing, just trying to funnel you through to get that information as quick as possible. But that was really helpful to see that, to see how you cursor over and it's not taking you to the place it should take you. Thank you for showing us that.
That's it, and it's an easy way to validate a genuine site against a site that you may suspect. And very interesting, as I found with this one, when you actually click to go through to the Whiplash token. So it's even been deplatformed from the scammer site.
Interesting.
Very. Now, that displays on this website in the assets. Notice how this one is different. Obviously, by LumenDex, it's wanting to present you with the legitimate LumenDex options, but you've also got the stable coins. This one, got all of them, plus this one. And another important thing to note as well, look at the data being displayed here, even though it changes and sends you through to wants to send you through to the market. Back on our main page here, our pricing here, look at these ones. It's old pricing. It's not live feed of data, as I mentioned. So what they do when they build the site is, if they spend enough time doing it the right way, they'll link those feeds from the digital exchange and display it on screen live. They obviously couldn't be bothered doing that with this particular site. So were there any questions on this particular phishing site? If not, I'll jump on to the next one. I'm just conscious of our overall time and wanting to get through to the general questions, that's all.
Excuse me, Shane.
Yes.
That was really, really interesting and really helpful. I had no idea that. Holy cow. Amazing.
Yeah, the cockroaches. The cockroaches.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll rely on you, Dave, to let me know if there's no further questions.
Yeah,
please continue.
Yeah, I think we're good to continue there, my friend. Oh, Dave,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to be in pest control, and so when you see one cockroach, there's 10 hiding in the wall.
Very good point, my friend. Very good point. Okay, on to the next wall. There's a lot more cockroaches.
Okay, I think we're good there, Shane.
Okay, so the other site that I mentioned was the backing up of your assets. So all of these wallets are displayed, or representations, let's just say that, on this particular site that gets used for, hello friend, I see you've just joined my channel. Well, actually, I've been here for 2 years, but go on, what's your message? Are your assets secure? Back them up straight away on the stellarblockchainnetwork.org, and here's the link. So you come over, and what shows in the bottom left-hand corner? Even though I'm mousing over a genuine looking Stellar network icon. Again, it's a circular reference. Another circular reference. All right, it's going to send me to Stellar, the genuine website, but that's just a hyperlink. It's easy enough to do. But see how they structure it the same way. Looks the same, but it's not the same. Again, Explorer, it'll send me out to Stellar Explorer. Is it legitimate? Bottom left-hand corner, bottom left-hand corner. Yeah, that's the genuine site. However, send me the Stellar Org community. Also send me the Stellar Foundation. So 3 out of the 5, aren't circular references back to this page. So let's just run the process, shall we? So again, they're asking me for my secret key, but I'm not putting it in. I want my passphrase. I'm not putting it in. If we look down the bottom, the sorts of things you would expect to see as a hyperlink. Oh, yeah, I want to follow you. Well, hang on a minute. The icons are there, but there's nothing underneath. As you see, it doesn't come up in the bottom left-hand corner. If I go up to one of these options, another circular reference, even though it says, I'm going to send you to the Stellar Development Foundation. If you guys can see that, it might be a bit small on your screen. But I would expect that to send me to this SDF. I would expect this one to send me to the team working behind stellarblockchainnetwork.org, but it doesn't. It's a circular reference. Again, this is a spoofed site. All of these others as well. It all comes back to this same page. So no matter where you go, it sends you to this page. And again, all they want is your secret key or your passphrase. Then you'll get that wonderful message saying, oh, we've got a technical error. Please email us. So any questions on backing up your assets? I would hope not, because you don't need to.
Not seeing any questions there. Shane, doing a good job.
All right, here's another one. Same MO. More cockroaches. All right, open an account. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to put all my details in there. See how the page changed? Even the icon, the logo changes. Remember how in the anatomy of a phishing kit, I mentioned it's a registration page? Well, this one possibly sits on the same server, but as soon as I put my details in here, it's going to send them out and they've got the details. If I hit register, it takes me back to the register. If I hit login, once I've got that account, I can log in, but if I then start trading, guess what? They've got the details. And again, it's a different looking icon. I mean, these guys have gone to a little bit of effort. They've grabbed the standard web page template and head of design, company CEO. Which company? Well, these guys working together. Head of idea, same company. Head of marketing, company. You know, it's just these little things that you need to be aware of to be able to pick up and go, well, yeah, nah, I seriously don't think so. Again, back up the wallet. Goes to a different page, different look. I go to contact, goes back to that same page again. Oh, but hang on a minute. I wanted to back up my wallet. I don't want contact. Connect wallet, integrate wallet. What are they going to want, do you reckon? Let's go MetaMask. Oh, very, very sorry. We've had an error connecting. Connect manually. What do they want? Wallet name, recovery phrase. Yeah, not doing that. So this one's quite complex. the links that they would have to do and the double hops they would have to do to get through to each of these services. And again, it's not designed as you would, or it doesn't display as you would think a normal website would, where you've got the genuine ways back, or genuine way to jump back to a main page from wherever you are. It just gets you lost in that process. So then you're forced to go the old way and go back. But again, bottom left-hand corner, backup, integrate, backup, integrate, backup, integrate. I'd expect it to be going through to these different areas and displaying that information if it was legitimate, but it's not. All right, so what you would expect to be able to email as a hyperlink doesn't exist. So unless I actually go the old way and highlight, right click and copy that email address, with a normal website, they want you to get in touch with them as quick and as easy as possible. But again, what are you putting in to these fields? Your genuine information, and sending it to them so they can capture it. Now, another good thing, you can always highlight that, as I've done for one of the others this morning that I checked as a sample, stick it into Google Earth. All right, so no address. I've got a couple that are close in New York, but nothing exactly to that address. Or does it? You get the drift, I would hope. Anything that looks a bit suspect, chances are it is, like every great deal. Sounds like a good deal, too good to be true. Generally it is. All right, so any questions on that before we proceed?
Not seeing any there, Shane.
So a little bit of crossover and double up here, how you can protect yourself. Observe this blockchain cybersecurity basics, your hyperlinks. Don't select any that you can't safely verify before selecting it. With your account and wallet credentials, use a pre-established email and password process. And this is something that I've done another presentation on in one of the other quorums. Structure your login credentials away from known data. So if you have at this point in time, again, we're in the sandbox, it's time to beta test and get things right. Set up email aliases so that your Lobster wallets or your blockchain accounts that you log into, they're an alias to a primary email address. So for example, I don't have a Lobster Wallet Stellar account under my primary Proton email address of shane@protonmail.com. I've got aliases set up. So it segregates them from any information and any communication I might have with anybody. My wallet addresses are completely different to that email address. So I've just added a layer to the information onion and the security onion. Second, passwords are separate between multiple wallets. And again, if that's another presentation, we can do it at a later point in time, Dave. I'm happy to do what we've done here today and give you that one as well so that people are better informed. Your Telegram DMs and blockchain backups, please, just don't. As I say, by design, the blockchain's an immutable record, does not require user account, wallet, or asset backups. If you do that, effectively you're choosing to be scammed. Just please don't do it. We've seen enough upset people and scrambling in process to try and recover. Your personal device security. Be mindful of where, how, and who sees you use your devices to access your Stellar accounts. And for heaven's sake, ensure you don't use public Wi-Fi. If you go back into the phishing attacks, there's another section called man in the middle attack. If somebody hijacks that Wi-Fi, captures your data in between you and the public internet, it's a way they can back trace all your information. Number 5, your ongoing vigilance and education. Forewarned is forearmed, as I said earlier. Ensure you keep your knowledge updated and that all your security apps and account wallet apps are kept up to date. because in our space, things are evolving minute to minute and changing almost as quickly. So stay on top of the curve and keep those close to you in the know as well. Certainly ask any questions in any of the forums, especially Utah with Dave, because he's on the ball. Well, that's about it from me. And if you're okay with it, Dave, I can stop the share and we can go to general questions if anybody doesn't have any on the information and wants me to jump back through what I've just presented.
I've got
Shane.
a question for you, Shane. Sorry, Dave, did you want to say something?
No, jump in there, Pam, please.
So when you talk about setting up the email aliases so that you don't have your primary email there as an interface or visible, how do you do that? And again, you know, maybe if it's a little bit more complicated or needs more description or fleshing out, we could do that on another call. But if that's fairly simple to explain, I'd love to know how to do that.
Yeah, well, quite quickly, it depends on your email provider. So, because I'm with Proton Mail, it's a service that they offer for my included in my yearly subscription, which is an upgrade from the basic. I can have, because I've taken out the premium for a 12-month period, which for me here in Australia is $89 Australian. I can have a primary email address and I can attach up to 15 aliases to it.
All right, y'all, we'll go ahead and call it good for tonight. Thanks again for being here. Hopefully you got some great information here tonight, and I'll go ahead and try to get this, well, I guess I'll work with Shane on the presentation and get this out as soon as we can, and we'll have that posted, and you'll be able to come and pull it down and re-listen to it or just send it to somebody that wasn't able to make it tonight. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. Have a wonderful time. We'll see you back in chat.
Thanks for watching this QSI presentation. To join the QSI community online, just scan these QR codes and connect through our social media. You can also access the QSI mobile training apps and online resources. QSI, by the people, for the people.